This is a video on what was wrong with Wladimir Klitschko when he fought against Tyson Fury and why was he not letting his hands go. Now, a lot of people are saying that Wladimir Klitschko is in decline. He's not been fighting as well recently. You just watched the Brian Jennings fight. Against Brian Jennings, he lost 3 rounds against a much smaller opponent. And that is the first time Wladimir Klitschko's actually lost any rounds at all since he fought David Haye in 2011. Now, during the Brian Jennings fight, what I thought was it was just a one-off. Brian Jennings was very awkward, a bit like Tyson Fury is very awkward, and it wouldn't happen again. But when I've watched the Tyson Fury fight now, it did start to raise my suspicions again. He did look very gun shy. He didn't want to throw the punches he usually does. He couldn't go in and land with the big right hand. So it's kind of a reminder again of what the problem was when he fought Brian Jennings. After Wladimir Klitschko, in the post-fight press conference, said after fighting Brian Jennings and Tyson Fury is that he couldn't find the distance properly, so he couldn't let his hands go as well. He said that against Brian Jennings, and Brian Jennings is smaller, but does have a significant reach advantage over Wladimir Klitschko. So maybe Wladimir Klitschko is in decline, but I think, and really to say that, you'd have to see him against another couple of opponents to actually concretely say, yeah, Wladimir Klitschko's in decline, or Brian Jennings is up against Luis Ortiz this month. If Brian Jennings gets hammered easily and then classed by Luis Ortiz, then yeah, maybe Wladimir Klitschko is in decline. But it's something we'd have to wait and see. There is maybe some signs of it, obviously, when you're looking at Brian Jennings' fight and you're looking at the Tyson Fury fight. There's similarities there, and there's similarities to what Wladimir Klitschko said after the fight there as well. Now, there's not been a response of what Wladimir Klitschko's camp has thought went wrong in the Tyson Fury fight, but Jonathan Banks is actually in Britain right now preparing Dylan White for the Anthony Joshua fight this Saturday. So Jonathan Banks has actually been doing some interviews, and what he's had to say is he just thinks the problem was Wladimir Klitschko was not letting his hands go. He couldn't really help, he couldn't really say exactly what was wrong with him. They were asking him if he was nervous. Was Wladimir Klitschko nervous before the fight? They're saying, no, of course he wasn't nervous. He's been in more title fights than any other heavyweight boxer in history. Of course he wasn't nervous. He's won the Olympic gold. He's won a gold for the military. He's won silver medals in the world championships and European championships. He's used to this. He's been doing this all his life. Of course he isn't nervous. So they were saying, was he ill? I mean, was he ill? Was there something wrong with him in the camp leading up to the Tyson Fury fight? Did he have a cold? And they're like, no. Jonathan Banks is like, no, there's nothing wrong with him. He was fine up to the Tyson Fury fight. The interviewer basically couldn't get anything out of Jonathan Banks at all, what was wrong with him. All Jonathan Banks would say is he wouldn't let his hands go. So the interviewer obviously said, well, why was Wladimir Klitschko not letting his hands go? And Jonathan Banks couldn't give him any proper explanation at all to why Wladimir Klitschko was not letting his hands go. And I think that's quite concerning, really. Either the Klitschko camp doesn't want to make any excuses whatsoever, which is kind of what Wladimir Klitschko's been like in the past as well. He's never made excuses. He never made excuses for the Lamont Brewster loss, the Corey Sanders loss, the Purity loss. Nothing like that at all. I mean, you could see in the fights what was wrong with Wladimir Klitschko in them fights, but you wouldn't actually make any excuses about it. So yeah, it was good that Jonathan Banks actually gave an interview and talked about it, but it wasn't very helpful at all. I mean, they were even asking, was he prepared for Tyson Fury's style? And surprisingly, they said, yes, we were prepared for Tyson Fury's style. He's used that style before in previous fights. Now, to me, I've watched Tyson Fury's fights, and he hasn't used quite that style before. Even Peter Fury says that style was tailor-made for Wladimir Klitschko. That jerky, feinting, moving around, keeping a distance, very strategic style was tailor-made for Wladimir Klitschko, just for that fight. And I think they've been keeping that style the whole time, knowing they're going to fight Wladimir Klitschko down the line. But Jonathan Banks says, no, we've seen Tyson Fury use that style before. Well, I haven't. And if anyone else listening to this video has, could you please, in the comment section, tell me what fight Tyson Fury used that exact style before, because I've never seen it. Now, a lot of people are saying, well, Wladimir Klitschko just had problems with Tyson Fury because of his size. But the thing is, Wladimir Klitschko has been fighting big guys through his career. Even recently, 2 or 3 years ago, he fought Whack, taller than him by 2 inches. It's 6'8". Had an inch reach advantage over him. Had about a 7 or 8 pound weight advantage over him, more than Tyson Fury. Beat him, decisively. Won every single round against him. I mean, Kubrat Pulev was only a year ago, and Kubrat Pulev was almost 6'5", had the similar reach to Wladimir Klitschko, and had a weight advantage over Wladimir Klitschko as well. Knocked him out in the 5th round, knocked him down quite a few times, 3 or 4 times as well. It was a big win for Wladimir Klitschko, and that was only a year ago. Ray Austin knocked him out in the 2nd round, only used his left hand during that fight, same height as Wladimir Klitschko, same reach as Wladimir Klitschko, but outweighed Wladimir Klitschko again, no problem with him. Derek Jefferson as well, and Jameel McLean, both had massive weight, were more muscular than Wladimir Klitschko, the same height as Wladimir Klitschko, and both had a longer reach than Wladimir Klitschko, and he never had any problems with them either. Pia Wolfgren, Olympic silver medalist, okay, a little bit shorter than Wladimir and a little bit less reach than Wladimir Klitschko, but had a 45 pound weight advantage than Wladimir Klitschko. In the Olympics, people were comparing him to George Foreman, because he was knocking everybody out. Wladimir Klitschko beat him, got a gold medal, and fought him again as a pro, knocked him out in the 1st round. I mean, that Derek Jefferson as well. He was bigger than Wladimir Klitschko, and Wladimir Klitschko knocked him out in the 2nd round. It's actually quite a good fight. You should actually watch it. It's quite entertaining, that fight. So, I don't know. I personally think Wladimir Klitschko was not prepared for Tyson Fury's style. I think Tyson Fury fought with a perfect game plan and tactically outmaneuvered Wladimir Klitschko. So I think Wladimir Klitschko has taken a lot away from that fight and will be able to come up with a better strategy to overcome Tyson Fury. And obviously Tyson Fury will have a better idea on what to change a little few things to keep Wladimir Klitschko off his game as well. But Wladimir Klitschko did win that 12th round. A couple other rounds he won as well, but the 12th round he clearly won against Tyson Fury, and it was because he was taking more risks and letting his hands go, just like Jonathan Banks says he needs to do to win the rematch. So I think Wladimir Klitschko's going to watch the tapes, make a better strategy. I think he needs a new trainer as well, because I don't think he listens to Jonathan Banks in his corner. I think he needs faster sparring partners who obviously have a longer reach than him. And yeah, he needs to take more risks, not worry about getting hit as much in the rematch. And I think this is what Wladimir Klitschko's going to do. I've been watching the Tyson Fury interviews. He realises Wladimir Klitschko's definitely coming out with another style as well. I mean, Wladimir Klitschko has changed the style massively under Manuel Stewart before. So it's not like this is unusual for Wladimir Klitschko to change his style to overcome his weaknesses. He's done it before, he can do it again, and he can fight more aggressively, like he did show in the 12th round. And I think with Wladimir Klitschko's superior power, and I think he can knock out Tyson Fury. A lot of people say Wladimir Klitschko has a weak chin, but he's only ever been knocked down by power punchers. Every single person that's knocked him down has been power puncher. So I don't think Tyson Fury is going to actually necessarily knock him down. Tyson Fury is not known as a big puncher. And Tyson Fury himself has been knocked down by people that are very, very feather-fisted, like Steve Cunningham, for example. So, yeah, I think Wladimir Klitschko can still win this rematch. And I think there's a lot of things he can change. So I'm really looking forward to this fight next May. That's all I've really got to say.